And after a long, long wait, way too long, and way too many millions of taxpayer dollars being spent and wasted, the Silver Spring Transit Center is finally set to open on the 20th of September. It's not today. It's later this week, September 20th. And, boy, what a day that's going to be for the neighborhood and especially the businesses there. To discuss that, Jane Redicker is joining us. She's president and CEO of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us, ma'am.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start with the positive side. What are you and your members looking forward to once the Silver Spring Transit Center is open, and what kind of volume are you looking at? What's gonna go on with all of your businesses?
Well, first of all, we're just thrilled that it's finally going to open. It's been interesting living in a construction zone for as long as we have, but that actually hasn't stopped business from continuing to thrive. And we're hoping, I think, really it's going to make commuting for a lot of the employees of our members easier and more convenient. And then we're also hoping that it's going to bring a lot more people to Silver Spring. We're still growing, we're thriving. We have new restaurants opening up all the time, great entertainment venues, and we're hoping it's going to make it easier for more people to come find us.
All right, so let's talk about the downside, and that is, you mentioned it briefly, for 4 years. This, what was supposed to be a relatively quick project, has been a big construction site. What kind of headaches has that caused you?
Well, it's been a challenge. I mean, people have had to move around it. There have been a couple of neighborhoods that have had some challenges in terms of new apartment complexes that made it a little bit more difficult for them to get around. But I do have to say that the county accommodated them and did open part of a trail alongside so those folks could get down to the metro. And I think that, you know, we got used to it and we got around it, and now we're just looking forward to it opening and also to some of the developments that hopefully and the things that will happen on that big grassy area next to it.
But you are, and you know, members of Silver Spring business community are also taxpayers. Did you have any concerns about the fact that it is 4 years behind schedule and some $50 million over budget?
Well, of course we did, and this project has been a real challenge for everybody, I think, and it's hopefully we can just move on from that now and look at the positive side, like you said. It's been a long time, and we're excited, and we're ready for people to start using that center and for the buses to get down in there and off of the side streets, because that's also been a challenge for us to have those bus bays and bus stops along the side streets.
Oh, yeah, I bet. That's been wreaking havoc on traffic there, so now everything will be contained within the center.
Exactly,
I'm curious, I mean, you make the great and obvious point that this is going to be great for the people who work there. It's going to be a really easier way for them to get in and out of work, and that's going to make it a much more enjoyable employment experience. But
and it's also going to make it easier for, you know, we are building a lot of apartments in Silver Spring. Silver Spring is a really exciting place to live right now for those who both want to work in Silver Spring and also those who work close by in the district. You know, we're right on top of the red line there because that's why the transit center's there.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it easier for those folks to get in and out of Silver Spring and enjoy the entire region and also let their friends come into Silver Spring.
Right, but it seems as though the Silver Spring Transit Center is really meant to be a facilitator for commuters to transfer from one means of transportation to another. It's sort of a hub, but it's not necessarily making Silver Spring a destination. Do you have another model within the region here that you're sort of looking at as, okay, they put this big transit center here that was a sort of a transit hub, and look at what it did to the businesses, restaurants, and retail stores in that area?
Well, actually, what we're looking at is as a hub because it's also a development hub. You know, when you put a transit center that is either a transfer place or, and I a little bit disagree with you, it is going to be a destination for some of the buses and some of the other transportation modes that come through there. So when you've got a place that it makes it very simple to get in and out of, it also makes it easy to stop off in that place. And it's also going to make it easier in terms of a lot of folks getting into all of our entertainment venues. We've got the AFI and the Fillmore and the Regal Cinema. And so a lot of folks, you know, they'll get on the metro, but this will make it much easier for them to commute to those venues as well.
One of the things that's going to come with this is the fact that you're going to have actually more buses moving toward the center, and that means there'll be a lot more traffic on the streets in Silver Spring. Do you have any sense of how that's going to go, or do you have any concerns about the fact that it could become a bit more congested in that area because there'd be so many buses trying to get to the transit center?
Well, the buses that are coming into the transit center, a lot of those are on the side streets right now, which has been a challenge. And they put some new signaling in on Colesville Road that's going to help accommodate that. I think that when you look at what's coming into Silver Spring that I drive, unfortunately, I can't take the bus because of where I live. It doesn't quite work for my commute. So I drive in there every day. And once you get down into the close-in area around the transit center, that's not where the traffic is. Traffic is way up Colesville Road where I come from. So I think that the way they've designed it for the way the buses will come in and out of there, the flow of it, I think will work much better than it's working now on the side streets.
All right, and so what are there big celebrations planned? Are you part of the events on the 20th when the big opening happens, or is there going to be a ribbon cutting, or are the politicians sort of like, we don't want to be associated with this thing anymore, just open it and let's get it over with?
Well, I understand that the WMAL, that's WMAL's job at this point, and I understand WMAL is just going to open it on Sunday, and I believe there's going to be some kind of a celebration a little bit later, but not on the Sunday, but we're waiting for word on that, but that's what we hear.
All right, and
we're just excited that it's going to be open, and we want more people to come to Silver Spring. And I hope you guys have been in Silver Spring and will come back.
We will.
Oh, I love
we'll
Silver
head
Spring.
over. Honestly, I'm waiting for the purple line, and then I'll.
That's you know what, that's our another project because we've got the transit center now. We're excited that that's open, and we've got a couple other things that we're working on. We're always working to make transportation better for both the people who live there and the people who work there, and we're looking forward to the purple line, and we're also going to keep our thumbs on WMATA to get the red line service improved as well.
Well, yeah. See, I live on the Friendship Heights red line, and so to get to Silver Spring, it takes me about 7 hours right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on getting there, and we look forward to seeing how quickly the Silver Spring Transit Center impacts your neighborhood, the town, and also your members, all of the retail stores and restaurants.
Good luck.
Thanks for having me, guys.